All right, guys, how's it going out there? Rooster here in 10, roostercb.com. I want to talk about something here real quick, bring a little bit of awareness to this, kind of shine a spotlight on it, and leave it up for discussion in the comment section. You guys can kind of talk about some of this stuff that goes on in our hobby and some stuff you guys look for. I want to talk about people getting scammed, specifically on the internet. Ham operators, CB operators, doesn't matter. The internet has been really good for CB radio because it's brought a lot of awareness. A lot of people getting into it that didn't even know such a thing existed, but it's been a scammer's playground out there. Be careful who you guys buy from. Today, I'm going to talk about this listing in particular in front of us here, and we're going to talk about some of the red flags or things that you see in this listing that you should be very cautious about. Okay? First of all, let's talk about the guy selling it. C. Lee Goodman Jr., who is from Muskegon, Michigan, or so he says. We'll talk about that here in a second. First thing I want you guys to see, his profile picture is a CB amp, okay? I clicked on the guy's profile earlier and went to his page. His cover photo is a ham or CB amplifier with the covers off of it. That's a big thing to look out for, guys. If somebody's on here and their only pictures in their profile are of a bunch of CB stuff, you probably want to be cautious of them. They're probably just a grifter that's on here trying to peddle some radio equipment, and they're not on Facebook for any other reasons. To be honest, I don't even really mingle around in CB groups on here, and if I do, I don't tell people who I am. Some of you guys know who I am, and that's fine, but I like to keep it separate. So, some of you guys that know who I am have sent me friend requests and stuff, and if I didn't accept them, it's really just because I like to keep CB radio and my business separate from my personal life. I hope that's understandable for everybody. But anyway, back to this. Let's read this description here. For sale, a Fat Boy 2x4 amplifier, all original Toshiba 2SC 2879 transistors. This amplifier works just as good now as when I first bought it. It does just a little over 1100 watts peak, and it adds super loud modulation. I prefer local pickup. We'll get back to that here in a second. But I can ship it if need be. And the buyer is to pay for the shipping. Please, serious inquiries only. If interested, best to call me at 231-220-8820. Thanks for looking. All right, so some of you guys have probably already kind of picked up on why I flagged this so fast. Reading through that, it seems like any other listing that somebody's got for sale. I'll point out a couple of things that made me very cautious of this here in a second. But let's just look around here, guys. Do you guys see anything familiar about this picture? Some of you that have subscribed to the channel for a while, maybe you've only been subscribing for a week. Do you see anything that's kind of familiar here? Well, I can tell you, right here in the corner, that's my Cobra 90 LTD. That is a Maxwell Super Cap that I tested several years ago, 2 or 3 years ago at least. There's the notorious jumper cables that we use to clamp on to radios and amps when we're doing a quick test. And the centerpiece here is not a Fat Boy 2.4 Toshiba amplifier. It is a Fat Boy straight 8 HG2879, and I tested it on a Maxwell Super Cap, and I think I did use a 2-pill 1446 to drive it. I'd have to go back and look. But anyway, the only thing that he said there's nothing he said that's true in this description, for one. But the only thing his description has in common with what he's actually got a picture of is Fat Boy. He has taken a screenshot of one of my videos off of YouTube and used it to list his own stuff with, okay? Now let's talk about his advertisement here. It seems pretty good when you're reading through it here, super loud modulation, whatever. He's just saying that, trying to grab somebody's attention, thinks that'll be a sell point for him. I prefer local pickup, but I can ship it if need be. So here's basically what this guy's saying. I'm going to break this down for you. What he's saying here is, I want you to believe that you can pick it up locally, but really I'm just going to end up shipping it to you. That's what he's saying. If you went to pick this up locally, how do I know this, guys? Well, I know this because that's not the amplifier he has for sale. He probably doesn't even have an amplifier for sale. So imagine you go to pick this thing up locally, and you're like, you get there, and it's not this. You're going to be like, well, damn, where's my amp? Where's the amp with 2 fans on it? He's not going to let you come pick it up locally. It'll be some sort of excuse. My mom died. My brother's in the hospital. My kid's sick. Blew a tire out on my, my hoopty, whatever. It'll be some sort of excuse. Here we go. And the buyer is to pay for shipping. I don't know why you had to put an exclamation point there. Please, serious inquiries only. If interested, it's best to call me 231-220-8820. He's not going to ship this. He's not going to ship it because he doesn't have anything. And if he did ship it, you're not going to get what's in the picture here. You know, you'd be lucky to get an amp at all, but you're definitely not going to get this because he's selling a 2-drive and 4, and this is an 8-pill. Let's talk about this part a little bit. If interested, it's best to call me 231-220-8820. Now, I'll tell you something, guys. I get a lot of flack sometimes because I don't talk on the phone. I can't stand talking on the phone, talking business. I can't keep up with what is said on the phone. If I make a deal with somebody, I do everything through text or email. I'm one person. Some people don't like that. They say, well, if I can't talk to you on the phone, I'm not buying anything. Okay, fair enough. Talking to someone on the phone is not going to keep you from getting scammed. As a matter of fact, you're more likely to get scammed by talking to somebody on the phone. How so? You don't have any kind of paper trail with this guy. If you call him on the phone and you make some sort of agreement to pay him, and you do pay him, what leg do you have to stand on that there was any kind of contractual agreement that you were going to send money and in return you were going to receive an amp? Something to think about. At least if you message somebody back and forth, you can be like, okay, guys, on March 16th, I agreed with old Goodman here that I was going to send him $625, and now it's March 28th, and he hasn't sent me anything. You have a chain of comments and communication messages between each other. Call him on the phone. He tells you where to send the money. You send it. This guy's going to have you blocked on Facebook. End of story. You lost your money. You have no paper trail, and that's probably not even this guy's real name. Now, let's talk about something else he did. He didn't list how he would accept payment in the listing, and I'm going to tell you why he didn't list that. He doesn't want to commit to any sort of payment method publicly because he's afraid other people are going to ridicule him for it. If he came out here and said, no PayPal accepted, Cash App, or Walmart to Walmart only, there's going to be people all on this post saying, you're a scammer, dude, or you accept PayPal. Don't buy from this guy. He's not going to give you protection because he doesn't accept PayPal. I already know he's not going to accept PayPal. He's already trying to scam somebody. Why would he accept PayPal? He's not going to. But he doesn't want to come out there and tell you that because he knows that the community will likely blast him, and they'll point out the same things that I'm pointing out. I can't stand a scammer, guys. A little bit of look into my personal life. Outside of selling radio equipment for the last 24, 25 years, my other profession was loss prevention, asset protection. I've done it on a store level. I've done it on a district manager level where I had, 12, 13 stores at a time. And it's been part of my life's profession to stop people from stealing, stop people from scamming, and look for things like this. Not just people filling their pockets up, all kinds of different scams, okay? I made a pretty good living doing that, and if I wanted to continue doing so, I could get back into it tomorrow and continue to make a good living doing it. But that's why I kind of have a sixth sense for stuff like this. I can communicate with someone through text, and I can almost tell you if they're going to try to beat me out some money or if they're not on the up and up, okay? More times than not, if I ignore that sixth sense and I go ahead and go through with the deal, I end up getting burned. Just something I want to talk to you guys about. Feel free to discuss this in the comments. This is a scam. The group he's in is anything communications related, CB and ham radio sales or something. Let's see if I can pull it up here. Okay, that's just telling what they do in the group. But anyway, that's the name of it there. Anything related, CB and ham radio, you guys can see it. This guy's a scammer. Don't buy this. Do as you will. Be on the look for stuff like this. There's people like him all over the place. And C. Lee Goodman, quit being a piece of crap, man. If that's your real name, quit stealing my damn pictures off of YouTube and trying to sell stuff. You're not the only person to ever do this. Quit being an idiot. Go get a freaking job. Make your living doing something else. but scamming people in the radio business ain't it, man. Y'all have a good one. Rooster and 10, roostercb.com. Back to business. See you, bye.